you probably think you're living a pretty normal life. You wake up, maybe check your phone, grab a coffee, head to work, power through the day, scroll through social media at night, then go to bed. Nothing unusual, right? But here's the scary truth. Some of those everyday, ordinary habits that feel so harmless could actually be chipping away at your health. And the worst part, you might not notice the damage until it's too late. America has a bit of a health crisis. In fact, 6 in 10 American adults have at least one chronic disease, and many of these conditions are linked to lifestyle choices we make every single day without even thinking about it. Now, I'm not here to scare you into living in a bubble or to make you feel guilty about enjoying life. My goal is to give you the knowledge and tools to make small changes that could have a huge impact on your health. Think of this as a reality check, but also an empowerment session. Because once you know what is harming you, you can actually do something about it. So, in this guide, we're going to break down 10 everyday habits that are secretly ruining your health. And trust me, some of them will surprise you. From the way you sit, to the foods you reach for when you're busy, to the little things you skip because you think they don't matter. These habits add up over time. And they can be the difference between feeling amazing in your 50s or struggling with preventable health problems. Ready to see what's on the list? Let's jump in. Habit 1. Sitting for long periods. Let's start with something that seems harmless: sitting. We sit in our cars, at our desks, in front of the TV, while eating, while scrolling TikTok. And in today's world, it's almost unavoidable. But here's the truth: sitting is being called the new smoking, not because it's as instantly deadly as cigarettes, but because of how much it quietly damages your health over time. Studies show that sitting for more than 8 hours a day is linked to an increased risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even some cancers. And here's the kicker: going to the gym for an hour after work doesn't completely erase the damage. Why is sitting so bad? Poor circulation. When you sit for hours, your blood flow slows down, especially to your legs. This can cause swelling, varicose veins, and increase the risk of blood clots. Weakened muscles, your glutes and core muscles, literally switch off after prolonged sitting, making you weaker and more prone to back pain. Slower metabolism. Sitting for long periods lowers your calorie burn and messes with how your body processes blood sugar and fat. Here's something shocking. Researchers from the American Journal of Epidemiology found that people who sit the most have a higher risk of dying earlier from all causes, even if they exercise regularly. What can you do about it? Stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Even just 2 minutes of walking around can improve circulation. Use a standing desk. If your job is office-based, alternate between sitting and standing. Walk during calls. Every time you're on the phone, get up and pace. Stretch breaks. Loosen up tight hips and back muscles with quick stretches. Think of sitting like dessert, fine in moderation but unhealthy in excess. You don't have to fear your office chair, just make sure you break up those long sitting sessions. Your heart, your back, and your future self will thank you. Habit 2. Skipping breakfast. Breakfast has always been called the most important meal of the day, but in the hustle of modern American life, it's one of the first things to get sacrificed. You know the drill. The alarm goes off, you hit snooze twice, rush through a shower, grab your keys, and you're out the door, coffee in hand, but no real food in your stomach. And you tell yourself, it's fine, I'll just eat later. But here's the problem: skipping breakfast doesn't just leave you hungry. It can set off a chain reaction in your body that affects your energy, mood, and even long-term health. Why skipping breakfast is harmful? When you wake up, your body's been fasting for about 8 hours or more. Breakfast literally breaks the fast and jumpstarts your metabolism. If you skip it, your body stays in conserve energy mode, slowing metabolism so you burn fewer calories. Triggers blood sugar swings, leading to energy crash, irritability, and sugar cravings later in the day. Pushes you toward unhealthy choices. You're more likely to grab a high-fat, high sugar snack later. A Harvard School of Public Health study found that people who skip breakfast have a 27% higher risk of heart disease. That's because breakfast skippers often have higher blood pressure, higher cholesterol, and insulin resistance. Common American breakfast mistakes. Even if you do eat breakfast, what you choose matters. Many breakfast foods in the U.S., sugary cereals, donuts, pastries, syrup-drenched pancakes can spike blood sugar just as badly as skipping the meal altogether. So the issue isn't just skipping breakfast, it's also skipping the right kind of breakfast. Better breakfast choices. A good breakfast balances protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Here are some ideas. Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, protein, probiotics, antioxidants, and healthy fats. Oatmeal with banana and chia seeds, fiber-rich and heart-healthy. Eggs with whole grain toast and avocado, protein, complex carbs, and good fats. Smoothies blend spinach, banana, almond butter, and protein powder for a quick nutrient boost. What if you're just not hungry in the morning? Some people simply can't stomach a big meal right after waking up. That's fine, you can still fuel up with something small like a banana and a handful of nuts. A slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, a boiled egg, and some fruit. The key is to get something nutritious in your system within an hour or two of waking up. Pro tips for busy mornings: prep the night before. Overnight oats, smoothie packs, or boiled egg save morning time. Keep healthy grab-and-go options, protein bars, low sugar, fruit, or nuts in your bag. Make it a ritual. Pair breakfast with something you enjoy, like a podcast or morning music. Skipping breakfast once in a while won't ruin your health, but making it a habit can increase your risk of chronic disease, drain your energy, and lead to overeating later. Think of breakfast as your body's morning fuel. You wouldn't drive your car on an empty tank, so why make your body run on one? Habit 3. Drinking too many sugary beverages. In America, soda isn't just a drink, it's a cultural staple. From 32-ounce gas station cups to bottomless refills at restaurants, sugary beverages are everywhere. And it's not just soda, we're talking energy drinks, sweetened iced teas, fancy coffee drinks loaded with syrups, and even fruit juices that are basically liquid candy. The problem: sugar in liquid form hits your body differently than sugar in solid food, and not in a good way. Why sugary drinks are so harmful? When you drink sugar, your body absorbs it rapidly, causing a sharp spike in blood glucose levels. This triggers a big release of insulin, your blood sugar regulating hormone. Over time, repeated spikes and crashes can lead to insulin resistance, a key factor in type 2 diabetes. And because liquid calories don't make you feel full the same way solid foods do, you can drink hundreds of calories without realizing it and still feel hungry afterward. The stats: the average American drinks about 38 gallons of sugary beverages per year. A single 20-ounce soda has around 65 grams of sugar. That's more than the entire daily recommended limit. People who regularly drink sugary beverages have a 26% higher risk of type 2 diabetes. The hidden sources: it's not just the obvious can of cola you need to watch out for. Flavored coffee drinks: a large caramel frappuccino can pack over 400 calories and 60 grams of sugar. Bottled iced teas: many have as much sugar as soda. Sports drinks, often marketed as healthy but loaded with added sugar. Fruit juices: even 100% juice has a high natural sugar content and little fiber. What all that sugar does to you? Weight gain: liquid sugar is stored easily as fat, especially around the belly. Liver damage: excess fructose from sugary drinks strains your liver, increasing risk for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Tooth decay: sugar feeds harmful bacteria in your mouth. Increased risk of heart disease: high sugar intake is linked to higher triglycerides and inflammation. Better alternatives: if you love sweet drinks, there are ways to satisfy the craving without wrecking your health. Infused water: add lemon, berries, or cucumber to water. Unsweetened iced tea. Add a slice of orange or mint for flavor. Sparkling water. Zero-calorie flavored varieties can replace soda fizz. Diluted juice. Mix 1 part juice to 3 parts water to cut sugar drastically. How to cut down without going crazy? Start small. If you drink 2 sodas a day, cut to 1 for a week, then 1 every other day. Watch coffee shop drinks, ask for half the syrup or go for unsweetened versions. Carry a water bottle. The more water you drink, the less you'll crave sugary stuff. Read labels. Anything with more than 5 to 6 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters is high in sugar. Sugary beverages are a big part of why America is facing obesity, diabetes, and heart health crises. But the good news is, this is one of the easiest habits to fix because the alternatives are cheap, accessible, and just as refreshing once you adjust your taste buds. Think of every soda or sweet coffee you skip as an investment in your heart, your liver, and your long-term health. Habit 4. Not drinking enough water. Here's the irony. After warning about too much sugary drink, now we have to talk about the fact that most Americans still aren't getting enough plain, clean water. In the US, coffee, soda, and energy drinks often take the place of water, and many people don't even realize they're living in a state of mild chronic dehydration. Why water matters so much? Water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's the foundation for nearly every process in your body. It regulates body temperature. Helps transport nutrients and oxygen to cells. Flushes out waste through urine, lubricates joints. Keeps your skin healthy and elastic. Your body is about 60% water, and even a small drop in hydration can affect how you feel and function. Signs you're not drinking enough. Persistent fatigue. Your blood volume drops slightly, forcing your heart to work harder. Frequent headaches. The brain temporarily contracts when dehydrated. Dry skin and lips. Lack of moisture affects the skin barrier. Dark urine. A clear sign your kidneys are holding onto water. Brain fog. Dehydration reduces cognitive function and alertness. How much water do you really need? The 8 glasses a day rule is a decent starting point, but needs vary based on climate, activity, and diet. The National Academies of Sciences recommends about 3.7 liters, 125 ounces a day for men. About 2.7 liters, 91 ounces a day for women. This includes fluids from all beverages and water-rich foods. The American dehydration problem. Many people confuse thirst with hunger and end up eating instead of drinking. Add in air-conditioned offices, heated homes, and salty processed foods, and dehydration becomes a silent daily habit. A CDC survey found that 43% of adults drink less than 4 cups of water a day, far below the recommended amount. Simple ways to stay hydrated. Carry a reusable water bottle. Keep it on your desk, in your car, everywhere. Infuse flavor naturally. Add lemon, lime, cucumber, or berries to make water more appealing. Follow the urine test. Pale yellow means hydrated. Dark yellow means drink more. Drink before you feel thirsty. Thirst is a late signal. You're already dehydrated. Hydrate with water-rich foods, cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, strawberries, lettuce. Watch out for fake hydration. Not all liquids hydrate equally. Alcohol actually dehydrates you. Sugary sodas can worsen dehydration. Coffee and tea count toward hydration, but too much caffeine can have a mild diuretic effect. A fun trick: set a reminder on your phone every 2 hours that says, "Drink water." You'll be amazed how this small nudge changes your daily intake. Proper hydration isn't just about avoiding thirst, it's about helping every single organ in your body function at its best. Think of water as your body's oil change. Skip it for too long and things start breaking down. Habit 5. Too much screen time before bed. Picture this, it's 11:30 p.m., you're lying in bed, the room is dark, except for the blue glow of your phone screen. You tell yourself, just one more video, but suddenly it's past midnight and you're still scrolling. Sound familiar? In the US, over 70% of adults admit to using their phone, tablet, or computer in bed. It feels harmless, but nighttime screen time can silently destroy your sleep quality, and that impacts far more than just feeling groggy in the morning. Why screens mess with sleep? Your brain runs on a natural sleep-wake cycle called the circadian rhythm. As bedtime approaches, your body releases melatonin, the sleep hormone, to signal it's time to wind down. The problem: blue light from screens tells your brain it's still daytime, delaying melatonin release and making it harder to fall asleep. Even if you do fall asleep, your sleep may be lighter and less restorative. The hidden health costs of poor sleep: weakened immune system. Your body repairs itself during deep sleep. Without it, you get sick more easily. Memory and focus issues. Lack of sleep messes with brain processing and concentration. Weight gain. Poor sleep disrupts hunger hormones, making you crave more high-calorie foods. Increased risk of chronic diseases. Long-term sleep deprivation is linked to heart disease, diabetes, and depression. It's not just phones. TV late-night binge watching keeps your brain stimulated. Laptops, even just checking emails can keep your mind active for hours. Tablets, reading ebooks on a backlit device can delay sleep. How to break the habit: set a tech curfew, turn off screens at least 60 minutes before bed. Use night mode. Blue light filters on phones and computers reduce the impact but don't eliminate it. Charge devices outside the bedroom. Removes the temptation to check just one more thing. Switch to non-screen activities. Read a paper book, journal, or do light stretches. A better bedtime routine: dim the lights, helps signal your brain that it's nighttime. Warm shower or bath lowers core body temperature, triggering sleepiness. Calming sounds, white noise, or soft music can help relax you. A real-life example: a study from Harvard found that people who read from a tablet before bed took an average of 10 minutes longer to fall asleep and had 50% less melatonin production compared to those reading a printed book. They also reported feeling sleepier the next day, even after getting the same number of hours in bed. The bottom line: late-night scrolling isn't just stealing a few minutes of sleep, it's affecting the quality of that sleep, which impacts your brain, mood, and long-term health. If you protect your nighttime routine, you'll not only fall asleep faster but also wake up feeling genuinely refreshed. Habit 6: eating too much processed food. In America, processed food isn't just an occasional convenience. For many, it's a daily staple. Frozen dinners, packaged snacks, instant noodles, boxed mac and cheese, fast food burgers. They're quick, cheap, and everywhere. The problem: highly processed foods are loaded with ingredients your body doesn't need and lacking in the ones it does. Over time, relying on them can seriously harm your health. What counts as processed food? Not all processed foods are bad. Canned beans, frozen vegetables, or whole grain bread are processed too, but still nutritious. The danger lies in ultra-processed foods, products that are mostly made from refined grains, added sugars, unhealthy fats, artificial flavors, and preservatives. These are foods that look nothing like the natural ingredients they came from. Examples include chips and crackers, sugary cereals, instant noodles, packaged pastries, fast food burgers and fries, soda, and sweetened beverages. Why processed foods are harmful: high in unhealthy fats, many contain trans fats or excessive omega-6 oils, which cause inflammation. Packed with added sugar, fuels obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Too much sodium raises blood pressure and strains the heart. Low in fiber and nutrients, leaves you full but undernourished. Addictive flavor formulas, salt, sugar, and fat in perfect ratios keep you craving more. The health consequences: a large French study Nutrinet Santé found that every 10% increase in ultra-processed food intake was associated with a 12% higher risk of cancer. In the US, the typical diet is now 60% ultra-processed foods, and this is a major driver of obesity, metabolic syndrome, and cardiovascular disease. How to cut down without feeling deprived? Cook more meals at home. Even simple dishes made from whole ingredients beat packaged foods. Shop the perimeter of the store. That's where fresh produce, meat, and dairy are found. Check the ingredient list. If it's longer than a paragraph or full of words you can't pronounce, skip it. Batch cook. Make big portions of healthy meals and freeze them so you're not tempted by instant foods. Swap snacks. Replace chips with their popped popcorn or nuts. Trade candy bars for fruit and yogurt. A simple example, instead of grabbing a microwave mac and cheese with 1,200 milligrams of sodium and barely any protein, cook whole grain pasta, toss it with olive oil, spinach, and grilled chicken. It takes about the same time and nourishes your body instead of harming it. Processed food might be fast, but its effects on your health are slow, silent, and serious. By swapping just a few ultra-processed meals a week for whole, nutrient-rich options, you can dramatically improve your health over time. Habit 7. Neglecting mental health. In the US, physical health often gets all the attention. Eat right, exercise, get checkups. But mental health, that's still a topic many people avoid or treat as less important. Here's the reality. Your mental health and physical health are deeply connected. Chronic stress, anxiety, and depression can trigger real, measurable changes in your body, from weakening your immune system to increasing your risk of heart disease. Why mental health matters for your body. When you're under constant stress or emotional strain, your body is stuck in fight or flight mode. This floods your system with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In the short term, these hormones help you deal with danger, but in the long term, they can increase blood pressure, suppress the immune system, disrupt digestion, raise blood sugar levels, cause muscle tension and chronic pain. Over time, untreated mental health issues can lead to heart disease, obesity, gastrointestinal problems, and even shortened lifespan. The American mental health landscape. Nearly 1 in 5 U.S. adults experiences a mental illness each year. About 1 in 3 adults report symptoms of anxiety or depression, a number that spiked during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many avoid seeking help due to stigma, cost, or simply being too busy. Signs you might be neglecting mental health: constant fatigue even after sleeping, irritability or mood swings, trouble focusing, headaches or digestive issues without a clear cause, withdrawing from friends or activities you once enjoyed. How to take better care of your mental health. Talk about it. Share your feelings with friends, family, or a therapist. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to avoid burnout. Move your body. Exercise releases endorphins, natural mood boosters. Practice mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing, or even short mental breaks can lower stress. Get professional help. Therapists, counselors, or support groups can offer tools to cope. A quick stress relief exercise. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds. Exhale for 8 seconds, repeat 4 times. It can calm your nervous system in minutes. Destigmatizing mental health in America. Think of mental health like dental health. You don't wait for all your teeth to fall out before seeing a dentist. You go for regular checkups. Your mind deserves the same preventive care. Neglecting mental health doesn't just hurt your mood, it chips away at your body from the inside. Prioritizing emotional well-being is not a luxury, it's a foundation for a healthy life. Habit 8. Overusing painkillers. Painkillers can be life-changing when used correctly. They help after surgery, manage chronic conditions, or ease everyday aches. But in the U.S., overuse of both prescription and over-the-counter painkillers has quietly become a health crisis. Two main categories of concern: over-the-counter OTC painkillers, such as acetaminophen, Tylenol, and NSAIDs like ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, or naproxen Aleve. Prescription opioids such as oxycodone, hydrocodone, and morphine. While they can be effective in short-term use, overuse or misuse can cause serious harm. The dangers of OTC painkillers. Acetaminophen, safe in moderate doses, but too much can cause severe liver damage. The FDA warns not to exceed 4,000 milligrams per day, and many cold medicines already contain acetaminophen, making accidental overdoses common. NSAIDs can cause stomach ulcers, kidney damage, and increase heart attack or stroke risk when overused. The opioid crisis in America. Opioids were widely prescribed in the 1990s and 2000s, often for conditions that didn't require long-term use. The result: a devastating epidemic, over 80,000 opioid overdose deaths in the U.S. in 2023 alone. Many people became dependent even after short-term prescriptions for surgery or injury. Why people overuse painkillers? Quick relief. Popping a pill is faster than addressing the root cause. Lack of awareness. Many don't realize that combining medications can lead to dangerous overdoses. Cultural habit. In the U.S., medication is often seen as the first solution rather than the last resort. How to use painkillers safely. Read labels carefully. Look for active ingredients to avoid doubling up. Stick to the lowest effective dose and for the shortest time possible. Avoid mixing. Don't combine alcohol with acetaminophen or NSAIDs. Don't mix opioids with sedatives. Try non-drug alternatives first: ice, heat, stretching, rest, physical therapy. Talk to your doctor, especially if pain lasts more than a few days. Safer pain management strategies: chronic pain, physical therapy, gentle exercise, massage, or acupuncture. Headaches, hydration, reducing caffeine, and regular sleep. Joint pain, anti-inflammatory diets, and weight management. A wake-up call. A CDC study found that even a 3-day prescription of opioids can significantly increase the likelihood of long-term use. That means the just for a few days approach can spiral into dependency. Painkillers should be tools, not crutches. When they become the default solution, the risks can outweigh the benefits, sometimes with lifelong consequences. Habit 9. Not getting enough sleep. Sleep. It's one of the simplest ways to maintain your health, yet most Americans are chronically sleep-deprived. Between work, social media, family obligations, and stress, many people get far less than the recommended 7 to 9 hours per night. It may feel like you're functioning fine, but missing sleep silently sabotages your body and mind. Why sleep matters. Sleep is not just rest, it's when your body repairs tissues and muscles, regulates hormones, including hunger hormones ghrelin and leptin, consolidates memories and clears brain toxins, strengthens your immune system. Without enough quality sleep, all of these processes are compromised. The U.S. sleep deficit. Roughly 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. sleeps less than 6 hours per night. Sleep deprivation is linked to increased risks of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Short sleep also elevates stress hormones, making you more anxious and irritable. Even moderate sleep debt, just losing 1 to 2 hours per night over time, adds up, leaving you vulnerable to chronic conditions. Signs you're not getting enough sleep: constant fatigue despite time in bed, difficulty concentrating or remembering things, mood swings, irritability, or emotional sensitivity, cravings for sugar or caffeine, falling asleep unintentionally during the day. Tips to improve sleep quality: stick to a routine, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Limit caffeine and alcohol, both disrupt deep sleep. Create a sleep-friendly environment: cool, dark, quiet, and comfortable bedding. Reduce screens before bed. Blue light interferes with melatonin. Wind down. Gentle stretching, reading, or meditation helps signal your body it's bedtime. Power of naps. Short daytime naps, 20 to 30 minutes, can restore energy without affecting nighttime sleep. but avoid long naps that push your bedtime later. Consequences of chronic sleep deprivation. Immune dysfunction, more susceptible to colds and infections. Heart problems, high blood pressure, and increased risk of heart attack. Weight gain, sleep loss increases appetite and cravings. Cognitive decline, memory issues, and decreased focus. Even 1 week of poor sleep can start to affect your metabolism and hormone balance. Think of sleep as the body's natural reset button. Skip it too often, and everything else in your life suffers, from productivity to mood to long-term health. Habit 10. Ignoring regular health checkups. Many Americans feel healthy until they get a shock during a routine doctor's visit. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, early diabetes, or even certain cancers often show no symptoms in the early stages. Skipping regular health checkups is like driving a car without ever looking at the dashboard. You have no idea when something is going wrong. Why checkups matter? Early detection saves lives. Conditions like cancer or heart disease are far more treatable when caught early. Preventive care. Vaccines, screenings, and lifestyle guidance reduce long-term risk. Tracking trends, knowing your baseline numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, weight helps catch changes before they become dangerous. Common checkups Americans skip. Annual physicals. Doctors can spot early signs of chronic disease. Blood pressure screenings. Hypertension is called the silent killer because it often has no symptoms. Cholesterol tests. High cholesterol can quietly damage arteries. Cancer screenings, colonoscopies, mammograms, pap smears, prostate exams, dental checkups. Poor oral health is linked to heart disease and diabetes. According to the CDC, about 30% of adults skip preventive care entirely. That's a large group leaving their health to chance. Barriers to regular checkups, time constraints, busy work schedules, or family responsibilities. Cost concerns. Even with insurance, copays and deductibles can deter visits. Fear or anxiety. Many avoid doctors because they don't want bad news. Underestimating risk. Feeling healthy often leads people to skip screenings. How to make checkups a habit. Schedule in advance. Set annual or semi-annual appointments on your calendar. Combine visits. Coordinate with dental and eye checkups. Track metrics at home. Blood pressure cuffs or wearable devices help monitor trends. Ask questions. Know which screenings are appropriate for your age and risk factors. Preventive mindset. Think of checkups as investments in your future self. The time, effort, and even the small discomfort are minor compared to catching a serious problem early. Many Americans live under the illusion that no symptoms equals no problem. The truth is, prevention is far better than treatment. Your body is smarter than you think. It can show subtle warning signs if you pay attention. Ignoring checkups allows health issues to grow silently, sometimes until they're far more difficult or impossible to treat. Regular screenings and doctor visits give you power over your health rather than leaving it to chance. Now that we've gone through all 10 everyday habits secretly ruining your health, let's recap. 1. Sitting for long periods, to skipping breakfast. 3. Drinking too many sugary beverages. 4. Not drinking enough water. 5. Too much screen time before bed. 6. Eating too much processed food. 7. Neglecting mental health. 8. Overusing painkillers. 9. Not getting enough sleep. 10. Ignoring regular health checkups. Some of these may feel familiar. Habits you've been guilty of, others might have been surprising. The good news, none of them are irreversible. Even small, consistent changes can dramatically improve your well-being. Tips to start today: replace one sugary drink with water. Stand up every hour if you sit for work. Prep a healthy breakfast for tomorrow morning. Turn off screens 60 minutes before bed. Schedule your next preventive checkup. Health isn't about perfection, it's about progress, awareness, and taking control of the choices that impact your body and mind. By addressing these habits one by one, you can start reversing hidden damage, boosting energy, and protecting your long-term health. Remember, your body is the only one you get. Treat it with care, respect, and attention, and it will serve you well for decades to come.